Now, the Minister for Finance, Ofori-Atta, has reiterated his call for Ghanaians to embrace the E-Levy policy to ensure Ghana does not go back to the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Now, Ofori-Atta, who said this during a town hall meeting on the E-Levy in Sekondi, also noted that Ghana needs about 78 billion Ghana cedis to tackle its infrastructure needs. Hence, the E-Levy must be supported.
Meanwhile, participants at the Sekondi Town Hall meeting received the Finance Minister's message with mixed reactions. City News' Akwesi JNM has the details from Sekondi.
The Sekondi Town Hall meeting on the government-planned introduction of E-Levy policy was attended by a cross-section of the Sekondi-Takoradi populace. The Finance Minister, Ofori-Atta, making a case for the E-Levy, said there will be accountability with revenues mobilized from the E-Levy to prevent wastage. He said government needs the E-Levy to support the about 6 million youth graduate expectations, support the country's debt, as well as build infrastructure. Ofori-Atta, however, said the E-Levy is critical for the independence of the Ghanaian economy from the likes of IMF.
During this period of 4.5 years, I think we spent over 40 billion on education, about 15 billion on enhancing internal security, another 14 billion on healthcare, and 18 billion on other flagship projects. And this is within 4 years. Those have been spent, and most people are better off than they used to. So the sovereignty of the people and making sure that we live well as a confident people and people who earn their way, is paramount as we think through, this whole issue of our philosophy of how to fund ourselves so that we don't become dependent on outsiders, including particularly the IMF.
You sat through the town hall meeting. What do you make of what was actually given as the message, and what are you taking away with you?
I think I came here with a lot of misconceptions, giving the kind of conflicting messaging that have gone out there from the political players and the conversation that have gone on the radio and what we have read from the books. But after the interaction and the conversation and the various questions and responses that came across, I think that much education has been done. And I'm going home a bit more convinced that this is not that bad policy, but the conversation couldn't go down well. So I think that we have to accept the payment of it. But the government needs to do more about conversation, education, and an adjustment on the percentage that people are taxed.
So if you have a deficit of 12.5 billion, what will 6.9 billion do to solve the problem of this country? So you should be better to tell us the truth. It will be better to tell us the truth that there is a big deficit of 12.5 billion, which the E-Levy, even if it is passed, cannot solve that gap. But tell us that you want to pass the E-Levy so that you can use it as a collateral to go for a bigger loan to come and solve the problem of this nation. But the truth of the matter is that Ghanaians have come together. I've seen Ghanaians, this is the second time I've seen Ghanaians come together to oppose the tax policy. The first one was 1995. VAT at that rate. Ghanaians came together, irrespective of the political colors, irrespective of the tribe and regions, they came together and opposed VAT. This is the second time I've seen Ghanaians come together. Take your microphone and your camera around. You will see that majority of Ghanaians are not ready for E-Levy.
One of the issues explained was the fact that if I'm having to send money from my Momo account to another Momo account owned by me, I'm not going to pay another tax. You see, I came here with a lot of misconceptions. So, for me, it has been useful.
Let me also take more comment. Mama, what do you make of the E-Levy?
The E-Levy, I would say that it's a nice way of stealing from the people. That's how it is.
Why do you say so?
A nice way of stealing from the people. Why do I say so? Upon all the time, brother, when you pay tax and you see that this is what your money is being used for, this is what your money is being used for, you'll be happy. But you pay the tax and you don't see anything out of it. When they can say, we've done this, we've done, where? They can mention so that you go and have a look at what they are doing. All of the previous government, whatever they did, even that's why we are complaining. But at least you see what they were doing. They were there physical for you to see. But and you are adding the E-Levy. Already COVID-19 pushed us into down the the poverty line. Deep down to the poverty line. We haven't come out of it, and you are adding the E-Levy. And you are adding the, what do you want to do to us? Do you want to kill us? Meanwhile, your expenditure keep on going up. Are you a good father?
So the reactions from the Sekondi Town Hall meeting on the E-Levy here in Sekondi today has been one of a mix. But we wait to see what will be the decision from the Parliament in deciding what should be the way forward for this policy. For City News, I'm Akwesi Ejenim, Sekondi.